Hello, everyone. It's really great to be here together at this amazing webinar. We have a topic which is very interesting. I think you will all enjoy it. It's called data-driven business, and it says basically about how Orange Business, our valued customer, streamlines its data-driven decisions in ClickSense using Inphinity Suite and using Mail and Deploy. So Anton from Orange Business actually accepted our invite and was so kind to share some amazing use cases. So I'm personally really looking forward because the solution is just amazing that you will see, and really very innovative. So really great thing. Next slide, please. Maybe a few technical words at the beginning. So yeah, everyone is muted. The webinar will be recorded. There's definitely space for any questions and any Q&A at the end of the session. So when we go through the presentation and go through the demos, then basically we're happy to answer questions here. So please use this chatting window, and we'll be going through the questions and answering the questions. And yeah, so anything you would like to ask, you're happy to ask. And of course, if you prefer to ask via microphone, you're absolutely free to do this as well. But feel free to use the chatting window on the bottom. Next one, please. So what we're going to discuss, as I mentioned, there'll be a brief introduction of Orange Business. There will be overview of the solution with Click, Inphinity Suite, and Mail and Deploy. This solution is pretty unique because it's actually, Click is generally considered a BI tool, a tool that's allowing you to analyze business and evaluate business KPIs, parameters. With Inphinity Suite, it actually became an enterprise management platform. So you can not just analyze, but you can truly manage the business, and as we will see. And then there is Mail and Deploy, a very unique tool which allows you to actually share this information with other people and basically involve people outside Click by sharing them with various reports in PowerPoints and various formats. So it's a really nice integrated solution coming from the warehouse and from the innovation of Anton. So really can't wait to see it. Next slide, please. And yeah, with this, I'll just briefly introduce the speakers here, and then I'll hand over to Anton. So I'm Martin Kostić, I'm the founder of Inphinity, currently based in UK. Anton is leading the solution in Orange Business, and he'll say more about himself. And there's also Emma from Mail and Deploy. Where are you based, Emma? You're in Austria? In Austria, yes. So
in Vienna.
Cool.
Vienna, Austria, yes.
We're actually in 3 countries here, all across Europe. So Emma will be happy to answer any questions related to Mail and Deploy. So I'll take care of the Inphinity specific questions, and Anton will actually lead the presentation. So with this, Anton, looking forward, the stage is yours.
All right, thanks Martin for the introduction. So I'll start off with a very brief general introduction of Orange Business and Orange Business sourcing in particular. As a global company, we have several thousand employees. Each manages their own solutions. We have our own IT support at different stages. But within the sourcing organization, within the Orange Business, the number of our colleagues is about 200 something, spread all over the world. We do purchasing agreements with our suppliers globally. So whatever Orange Business is selling, my organization that I work in and our sourcing is the one that manages the contract with the suppliers. And that's where around that, all our KPIs evolve around the operational commitments, about some SLAs. We have some targets, cost targets. Yeah, the cost negotiation is a key aspect of what our colleagues are doing. Within this organization of 230 people, we have created our own BI platform. which is from a technical perspective, you can see the specs on the left side. So it's a single node environment for those who are familiar with ClickSense already. All three solutions are running on the same server. So it's ClickSense, Inphinity, and Mail and Deploy. And we have purchased also some 200 licenses for Forms, standard edition of Mail and Deploy, and a couple licenses for Click. From our end users perspective, we have about 50% penetration, and we are aiming for more with these new solutions that thanks to actually Inphinity in particular and Mail and Deploy this year, we have been we were able to increase the penetration that we had before. They spend about 600 hours in Click. That's we know from our monitoring apps. And we have in production 21 dashboards. So those are standard Click dashboards. And then we have 11 applications, and those are heavily based on Inphinity Forms and on Mail and Deploy integration. And we are talking about the development team. It consists of 9 people, but the word developer may be misleading because what we do is a low code or no code development of applications thanks to the features that Inphinity and Mail and Deploy offers. So with that, I'll move on to the demo of the live app, which is in production. I will alternate between the live app and maybe some screenshots that I took where I had to gray out some of the sensitive information. But there will be 4 points as I go through my demo, and that's the 4 points that you see on your screen. So it's primarily the project management application or workflow created around project management. What do you as a company employee do in your day-to-day, and how do you inform about your work your colleagues or your managers? So I'll move on to Click. Some of you are familiar with the interface. So we have divided our streams into the visualizations. That's the 21 apps I mentioned before. And then we have a new stream for applications, which end of last year we had 2. Right now we have many more. For within the community of around 200 people, we have different buyers. So we talk about the commodity buyers, about the telco sourcing experts, about the telco buyers, customer project buyers. We have tailored the project management applications for each one of those job roles, and it was rather easy to do. Today, I'm going to talk about the TSC bid activity. So as I log in, we start off with some of the standard Click features, and that is apply a default filter for the user that has logged in to the application, which is my name up here, and take a look at all the projects that I'm managing as a user. So normally this list here would be very long, but here we already talked about some additional features that are not in your standard ClickSense, and that's the navigation menu on the left. So these are interactive buttons that take you to a different page. We have on the row level, we have an open button. We have an open CPS project button, which takes you to another app. We have duplicate the row, so duplicate the project management entry, or delete the project. So these actionable buttons is something extra that doesn't come with your standard ClickSense installation. When I open my project, and this is obviously a demo project that I created yesterday, we have, after much consideration with some user experience UX design experts, divided the page vertically into 2 parts on the left and the right side. So on the left side, you can see more Inphinity Forms features. That's the ability to edit the text, to add or edit text, to use checkboxes, to use drop-down menus for selection of the values. We have some statuses, pre-sales, post-sales, what's the status of the project, ongoing, completed, etc. More free text, some numbers, and down here I think we even have date picker. So when did the project start, or when is it expected to finish, so target by the end of this year, etc. And last but not least, a multi-file upload features, so where you can select 1, 2, 3, 5 files that will come up online. And as this is a project management platform where you share information with your peers, so for example, you go on a vacation, your peers are supposed to back you up, they come to the app, filter the project, look at all the attachments, review the project details as necessary. On the right side, we have more free text, but project notes, which can or cannot, doesn't have to be used, depends on the context, ability to put the order list or bullet points, underline text, etc. And all of the information that I'm showing, by the way, is stored on the backend of MySQL. But to my knowledge, and Martin will be able to confirm, it can be stored also directly on the ClickSense server in an XML format. So that's what we are looking at right now. We're still talking about the features of Infinity Forms and how to declare a project. And as you see, we are asking people to enter the data. Whenever that happens, there is huge room for human error, unintentional error, and that's when we talk about the data quality. Data quality is a big topic. We could say maybe it's more about data completeness rather than data quality. And even though Infinity Forms allows us to make some fields mandatory or do some automated checks, for example, you are entering text in a field that is supposed to be a 5-digit number, that is all possible. Despite that, some people may find workarounds on how to miss some information. So for example, in my case, I have a missing round here, and it can be displayed in a data quality worksheet. In reality, I have a picture with the grayed out stuff. In reality, if I would disable a filter, it would look something like this. Different fields are displayed for different project name, for different buyer, of what the information either is missing or it's out of date or the dates are not aligned. Things like that. So coming back to Click, the reason why I speak about the data quality is because this is where our colleagues from Mail and Deploy made a difference, and we really just installed Mail and Deploy this year in January. And it changed our life for the better because we were able to turn these data quality issues into actions. And we are releasing push mail every Friday, let's say once per week. Let me drag here an email. So the Mail and Deploy allows us to distribute information, distribute it as a push mail, customized email from your designated server address. In our case, that's sourcing business intelligence at orange.com. And I have received an alert email, dear Anton Bulik, you have a project in the TSC Project Bid Activity app, which has a data quality issue. The round is missing. Here's a direct link to the project. Please come back and fix it. So we are sending alerts to the people themselves, asking them to come back online. Please come back online, fix this. It's not the right information you entered. It's missing or it's out of date or something else happened. I think I have also another picture on how this push mail can look like for a regular user, not on a demo project. So for a regular user, it would look like this. Out of the 30 projects that you handle, we have identified 8 which have at least one data quality issue due to missing information. So for example, project not completed, but it has an end date. That's just something we are trying to look out for. or duplicate project names, things like that. As you can imagine, this helped us drive the data quality upwards big time. Related to these push mails for the data quality, there is another layer. So this one is individual. Another layer is another layer. I'm talking about the management layer. You are a team manager. You have 6 or 8 or 10 people working in your team, and you want to get an overview. You want to know what's going on. And that's again where the managerial summaries as an idea came forth from thanks, and is executable thanks to the mail and deploy add-in. So we also are now able to send out again weekly. We have agreed with individual managers on how often they want to receive these mails and what should be the content, what information is interesting for them, what is not. And they get an email. As a manager, you can say that in the past week, or in the past 2 weeks, sorry, this one is on the 2 weeks basis because we have multiple. These 2 projects have been completed. By whom, for which customer, in which region, what were the dates, what was the number of connections or the value of the deal, how many are in the pipeline, and how many are ongoing. So that's the second layer where where the mail and deploy made a difference. And then we have a third layer, which is a monthly summary. So individual alerts on data quality, weekly or biweekly managerial summaries, and then regional monthly summaries, which go one more management level up, and talk about the projects which were started as new or rejected or completed. Then we talk about projects that have passed important milestones. So that in total there are 33, but we mentioned only 11 that actually made a significant progress that is worth to mention. And then as a part of the knowledge sharing or raising awareness, we have projects that were not requested by a region, but the results or the outcomes of these projects will affect you. And this way we are promoting information sharing within our organization to stay on the same page of what's going on. So with that, we talked about the project management app, Inphinity Forms. We talked about data quality, the mail distribution. That's the first part of the demo. And I have 2 more parts to show, probably shorter, but let's see. It's this black button up here, modification requests. That is a feature which we didn't have at the beginning, and I wish we did from the start. Because when people start to use app and when they realize how flexible you are as a team working with Click or with Inphinity Forms or Mail and Deploy, you know, we agree with the manager today that they want to receive this and that via email every week, and tomorrow it's done. This is a couple hours of work at most. And when we are this flexible, people start to realize that they can keep on asking for more. Our users keep on asking for more all the time. Add this, remove that, I like this, I don't like that, etc. And its features, it's some transversal questions, and then we try to sit down once per week, maybe with some core team, and review these questions that come forth. And at the beginning, it was difficult when we had an email address and they were in the Click app, they had to take a screenshot and they had to send an email. It was cumbersome. So we've developed within the app itself, you're not going anywhere else. You're still in the same app of the project management. You have a black modification request in the main menu. Come in here, add a new request or question. Please add more orange color to the charts. Right. Again, you can attach a file. It will automatically submit who raised this request, when did it happen. And you will also receive immediately, or you can receive immediately an email thanks to the mail and deploy a confirmation email. New modification request received. Hello, thank you for your request. We have received it. We are working on it. Status is pending. And then naturally, when we solve it, we discuss it with our colleagues. We decide, can we develop it, yes or no, under which conditions. We go back to the tool, we update the answer, and the user will get another push mail. Your request has been handled, and this is our recommended solution. Do you agree with it? Do you not? So we are really talking about almost a help desk workflow, kind of. And just to illustrate that we can get, for one of the apps that we worked on, that we have in production since January, we have received 215 requests so far by various people, and they have various statuses: ongoing, abandoned, done, pending, etc. All right, so that was the third part, modification request, and I think the next is a different app. The next is another mail and deploy feature combined with Inphinity Forms, which we have developed. It's called the CPS deal input, and we also have it in the CPS deal capitalization. So the story or the background here is that besides reporting on a project level to my peers for backup and to my managers for some sort of workload overview, I also, as a buyer, need to engage with other stakeholders from other business units. And these are classic meetings with sales, with some network people. And for that, we have already a process in place that has been there for a long time. And this process usually involves a call, screen sharing, and PowerPoint presentations. And so our users were very keen when we introduced Mail and Deploy and told them that we can create the PowerPoint for you online. And you can export it with a click of a button from the existing project that you already manage online. You don't need to rewrite manually all of the stuff into PowerPoint. You don't need to make sure that the headers of the PowerPoint are branded with orange, etc. And that's how the idea came about. And when I open the app, CPS deal input, again, I believe it will be pre-filtered yes to my name. I can dynamically sync the data from the project management application, just in case I made a very recent change. Otherwise, the data is synced every few hours. But I can do it manually. It just takes 5 seconds to do. I have my demo project for Inphinity Mail and Deploy, my demo customer. Here are all the fields that you saw before. Well, not this one, but all the fields that I have in my standard project management app, the general info, the milestones, with some dates, round 1, round 2, the service blocks. I entered here some, I think, dummy suppliers. And then I can enter additional information that I want to be part of the slide pack. And naturally, it took us some time until we agreed with the users what the slide pack should look like. Because when you have a group of, in this case, 40 buyers, 40, they're spread in every region. So we had to elect, let's say, the speakers for their region, and then we negotiated and tried to find a common ground. So you can enter some additional information here online, save it directly, EIBI ratio, more buttons, checkboxes. I think here you can see how Forms also gives you a hint. So what should I enter into costing and offer competitiveness non-access comment? So example, text would be all competitors get the same discounted supplier rule, blah, blah, blah. And as you start writing, the hint disappears, and you can enter the real data, real information inside. You can mention the team members. You can mention whatever else. And last two buttons are apply the data, the new ones that I've changed, or maybe the data I've overwritten up here, something that comes from the original project management app, but I want to do a last minute update. And then a button download slide pack, which will download it immediately. And in the deal capitalization, we've also added another button, receive the slide pack via email, which is also an option of mail and deploy. So here at the top, we are talking about Infinity Forms features, the fields, and the slide pack export or send the slide pack to my mail is a mail and deploy feature. And the slides look like this in our case. So we have used all the standard visualizations that are relevant for our organization. We have a menu of what's inside. We have images and the text combined with maybe some basic graphs for sourcing input summary, what were the suppliers engaged, what's the ACT status. In this case, it's a demo project, so the information is more empty than usual, but this can be, you can get a slide pack like that from Click based on the information that you have been just maintaining your own project in there for some time. And actually, we received last week another request from another group of our users that they want the same slide pack, or well, same this slide pack feature for their own needs. Let's put it this way. So, where was I? And yeah, Martin, I think that was the third part of the demo. Let me go back to the PowerPoint. Project management, IT help desk modification request, automated reporting on the weekly, the monthly summaries, and the workflow app generating slide deck. Yes, I think we did cover.
Thank you very much, Anton. That was just really impressive. My few notes on what I personally liked. I'm happy to hear also maybe Emma's thoughts and take on this. But I definitely, now you're actually connecting three worlds, right? So you are connecting the world of analytics. Yeah. So this is the world of Click. You're connecting the world of management. It is data capture, but in the end, it's management. You're capturing some data to be able to manage to drive some action based on this, and you're connecting the kind of traditional world of reporting, right? So the world where people normally live, and they need their PowerPoint, they need their Excel, they need whatever they're used to, right? So you're actually connecting these three worlds, right? So this is innovation basically, and I was really impressed with the adoption. Did you say 600 hours that people spent in Click? Yeah,
600 hours. Yeah, in total.
Over which time this was? Over which period?
Oh, that's a per month average.
Okay.
That we have for this calendar year. Per month average for this calendar year.
Very nice. So that means the adoption is amazing, right?
Yeah, for about 100 something users. Yeah.
Users. Yeah, very nice. And I also very much liked the change requests. I think this is something that really many people could benefit from, because you don't have to send an email. Send an email, and somebody has to receive an email. Then you don't know what's happening with what you sent. Are they taking it seriously or not? Then you're following up. They have forgotten. So
yeah,
nothing is lost, right?
Yeah. Now we are actually. We also had another request a couple of weeks ago that where is the reporting on how many tickets we have received and how many were solved, how many are outstanding for how long. So it actually works both ways, because we are being transparent of what we do, right? What we solve, but now the users are pushing us that, and you didn't solve this ticket for 2 weeks or more, and why not? And can you prioritize it? It goes.
It's actually
It goes
dangerous.
both ways. It is a bit.
You created a whip for yourself. You know, the users are
Yeah. Yeah.
using your weapon against yourself, right?
Indeed, being too transparent sometimes.
Yeah, and yeah, Emma, would you like to comment your takes?
It is a pleasure to see this application. It is super that it is getting accepted so well.
Yeah. So we do have some questions here, so I can start reading them from the top, and we'll see if we know the answers, as you said, Anton. So this will be a test for us. So is ClickSense SaaS or client managed? So the question is whether this is ClickSense SaaS, the cloud version, or is it client managed?
It's on premise. Yeah, it's client managed.
It's client managed. Okay, so I can click. Okay, no. Okay, next question. So next question. Not sure I understand how the new request is. How is the new request saved automatically? Or how is the new request, which is saved automatically, sent to the requester? Probably this is the question.
The new request, like I've added it here. Please add more orange color to the charts. Submit it today at server time 3:20. So to the requester comes a confirmation that we have received your request, like this. So it's a push mail at this stage. We have decided to develop a push mail. And then when the requester logs into the app, automatically only his name is filtered so that he can see only his own request that he raised whenever he comes to the app. And this push mail can be sent, like we talked with Emma, it can be done immediately upon the app reload. The app will reload, the ClickSense will run the load script, and the load script will call mail and deploy and send the mail.
So maybe this is the answer to that question. So that means actually the email is sent using a standard mail and deploy functionality, which is triggered by the reload, right? So you clicking reload, and that actually triggers the functionality. So that is a current solution.
Actually, the forms is triggering, the Inphinity is triggering the reload, which triggers the mail deploy. So yeah, it goes on in sequence.
Yeah, and there is another question. So Anton, what made you choose mail and deploy over click and printing?
Costs and features, the range of features. We did have a demo meetings about Inprinting. We did have a demo and a trial version of mail and deploy for a month, I think, before we agreed to make a purchase, or 2 months, was it? And then we also considered one more solution that we also had a demo for 1 more month. It was called Calyptus. But out of the 3, we decided for mail and deploy, and I think we're happy. And it fits our needs perfectly. I mean, we have 200 users. Their standard license is for 250 recipients, so it's a good fit.
Maybe Emma, would you like to add something? There's space to say something positive about mail and deploy.
Well, I cannot add anything because Anton said already features and price. I would say features first and price second, but yes, bravo.
Yeah, very cool. And there is another question which is actually mirroring the same question to us actually. So why did you choose Inphinity forms over other write-back tools which are also available for ClickSense?
Okay, I know of only one other write-back tool that we also considered. summer last year it was. And what was it? I can't remember. But yeah, we did test one more when we were deciding for the right back. And Infinity Forms, I think it was proximity with and our collaboration also with Emark as a company. They had a good experience with it, selling the solution. They had real use cases that they could show us. And that was a personal win for me. There is a demo.myinfinity.com page, publicly accessible, where I saw about 20 or something or more applications with Infinity, and I learn, or I trust things when I can physically touch them or see them or try and test them. And when I was browsing through these apps online, navigating through the sheets, and when I could see firsthand and play with it on my own, that's when I knew that this is something what we can do in our team without any extra training cost or learning. The team we have based in Bratislava and in Vietnam have adopted Infinity Forms very well. They've self-learned thanks to your videos and these demo apps that gave us inspiration of what everything you can do. It's really your own imagination is the limit. That's really the case.
I fully agree with this. That's and that was actually the intention. We wanted to give this tool to the developers as easily as possible, right? So they can watch the videos, they can read the documentation, they can use it without any heavy support, and then just provide on the advanced support whenever it is needed, right? So good. A few more questions, and thank you very much for these questions that are coming. So would all of that work in cloud too?
That's a question for you, I guess, Martin, but I suppose yes.
So maybe you, each of us can say a few words on this. So maybe Anton, if you start looking at your maybe choice, your vision, why on-prem, why client managed, why not cloud, or maybe if you have any vision around cloud or anything, that you can.
That's an easy answer because we are not doing on-premise of our own choice or because of our own vision. This is we live in a corporate world of Orange, and it was very difficult or impossible to push for the cloud version at the time we were deploying ClickSense 3-4 years ago. Maybe things will change in the future. But no, I can say that we did not choose on-premise over cloud for any reason. We chose on-premise because we had to do only on-premise.
Okay. Emma, your thoughts on the question, can it be done in the cloud?
Type of mail and deploy. Mail and deploy can connect to apps in ClickSense SaaS. So yes, from the mail and deploy part, it could be done in the SaaS. Even more, furthermore, we have mail and deploy running in SaaS. So it would be the perfect partner. Mail and deploy in the SaaS, connecting to Click in the SaaS. Yeah.
Very good, very good. And I'll just complement this because Infinity has basically 3 operation modes in which it can operate. It is obviously it started as client managed. It has a very say powerful integration with Click SaaS, Click Cloud, the full cloud version. So that means it runs seamlessly. There's an automated installer. The configuration is very easy. And then it also supports hybrid deployments, which I personally believe is the future because you can keep your data on your premises and use all the cool bells and whistles that are actually available in the cloud. And cloud is really powerful, right? So the features there are like super cool that you could actually use. So we definitely support this, and the future is here. So good. Thank you for this question. Another question. Modification request gives a direct mail via mail and deploy. How? So first save, then reload the app, then reload the data source in mail and deploy, and then send the email. it was really fast. So maybe maybe the essence is if you can maybe modification request triggered attention clearly. so maybe if you can elaborate a bit on this, how this modification request actually works in combination with Inphinity and Melody deploy and click.
I don't know, Emma, maybe you want to take this question.
Yes. So right now, because that's the same question I asked in our rehearsal, because I was asking him, are you sending the mail within the reload script of ClickSense? And Anton was like, not yet. And it is possible to trigger a task within the reload script in ClickSense. Now Anton is doing it every 3 hours, or so it is a task that runs every 3 hours, and it will check which ones are pending to send. So yes, it is possible to do that in the reload script.
And I think also the sequence was right, because I'm adding a row via forms. When the row is added via forms, it will trigger a reload, save and recalculate. Within the reload shoots a signal to mail and deploy. Mail and deploy will reload the data source and then trigger a mail.
No, it doesn't have to reload the data source because it's already reloaded.
Done. True.
Yeah.
Mail and deploy will just send it.
Yeah.
So good. Let's go to further questions. So far, the questions are quite easy, right? We are able to answer anything. So let's see if someone asks something that we will not be able to answer. Challenge us a bit, guys. Waiting. So, okay. So how does the download slide pack work?
Okay.
Anton can start.
Okay. Well, from our perspective, there are buttons. It's actually mail and deploy extension that you install in ClickSense, and it will appear in your extension list on the left side in the edit mode. And there are in the custom objects, right? And there are 4 extensions: report request, self-service, tax executor, and visualization exporter. So for the download slide pack or send slide pack to my mail, we use the first one, I believe, report requester. And we did not yet explore the other extensions like visualization exporter. So or self-service, which, if I understand correctly, you can subscribe to the updates of the visualization. If the data changes through the reload, then you get an alert. Maybe Emma, this is could be better explained by you.
Yes. So that one is a report requester, the extension that they are using, and it has many properties like condition, how to use it, and explaining the user how it should be used. About the self-service, you can subscribe to objects. So you will get, for instance, every Monday at 8 a.m. Your favorite bar chart or your favorite line chart or whatever. And the tax executor will trigger a task previously defined in mail and deploy. And the visualization exporter will download on the fly one of the elements from the app.
Yeah, so we still need to explore those.
Yeah.
Cool. Great. So that's great. Another question, maybe it's more like a comment from the comment is that Inprinting is not on cloud version. Mail and deploy is. So mail and deploy, as Emma confirmed, is on cloud. Another comment from an attendee, and thank you very much for this one, saying it was probably Vizlib. Inphinity has more functionality and the design aspect is more intuitive.
Vizlib, yeah.
Thank you very much. Thank you for this comment. So it's obviously each tool has its advantages and disadvantages. So we're not here to judge, but yeah, thank you very much. Another question. is it for mail and deploy possible to read a multi-selected field, multiple values selected instead of one from Inphinity?
If you mean, for instance, you have a field, I don't know, year, and you select 2010, 2011, and 2012.
Clearly, this
Yes.
is the question, multi-selected
Yes.
fields. Yeah.
Yes, it is possible.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. We also, like when we send these emails, we do cycle through fields, cycle through the email. If you find this condition, then go to the next step. So the configuration of mail and deploy, it's quite intuitive, I'd say, as well. Not sure if you've ever seen it. I think we are talking about the TSC workspace and the tasks. So we have a call for action where you define this one. So you cycle over a name one by one, then you group at least one issue. So this is very similar or equal to, it looks like a long expression, but this is a ClickSense script language. So what we usually do, we first make a chart or a table in Click that we want to meet the condition, and then we copy the code here. That's the easiest. And then create a report document, which you create locally on your desktop PC through a small add-on that's called the dashboard report designer, report builder.
Designer, yes.
Designer. And then it can be HTML, Excel, PowerPoint, PDF, you name it, Word document. And then it will send an email and the group go to the next name. Just goes on.
Okay, great. Another question. Is mail and deploy also ready for the hybrid Click environment?
Yes, because mail and deploy can connect to ClickSense SaaS and can connect to ClickSense client managed. So it can connect to whatever. Yes.
Okay. The next question, and Emma, you're now in the center of attention.
Happy.
So can mail and deploy send filtered reports depending on the recipient user, like the user filter and printing?
Yes, absolutely. And that's exactly Anton's exercise that he showed. Yeah. He's sending a personalized report to each of the TSE.
Yeah, to each of the person, yes. TSE, yes, that's the job.
Agents or person.
Yeah.
Yes,
or
it is
when we send the monthly summaries, it's just it's a one report and it will filter Europe region, push mail, filter APAC, push it. Yeah.
Cool. And maybe a question which is related to this one. SlidePack is mail and deploy add-on, and the question is whether it's only ClickSense and SaaS, and maybe also for ClickView. So if SlidePack is available, which
perfect for ClickSense we saw it. Yes, ClickSense client managed. Yes, for ClickSense SaaS. Yes, we have the same extension, and for ClickView we do have something similar.
Okay, good stuff. And one more question to Anton. Are you looking at more use cases for Inphinity and mail and deploy? Probably in the vision.
Yes, I showed what we primarily do is the project management, but we have two more use cases as well. We have something that we call non-telco vendor database. So it's we're extracting some information from other Orange tools about who our suppliers are, and we give opportunity to our own buyers to contribute to the existing information, enhance it with some additional fields, so that we are creating one central repository of who is the supplier about, what's their legal entity. If I want to buy products from the supplier in Africa, who is the distributor, in which country, or wherever else. So that's another use case. And we have a find the buyer use case, which is maybe similar to that, because it talks about, or it speaks about a contact. It's really a big matrix of the contact list. For this region, for this commodity, you should speak to this or that person. Because we get endless emails of people asking us, who is responsible for this? I have a problem with this supplier, who should I talk to? So again, our sourcing buyers, they themselves, or they declare themselves that I'm managing this portfolio. If you have a problem or if you need to speak about these suppliers, talk to me. And the interesting, from another perspective, is the info sharing pyramid, which is still being piloted in MEE region right now. This one is for more oriented at the managers on the achievements and successes of your organization. So here we ask the team members to enter 1, 2, 3, 4 achievements of this week. Let's say every Friday you write that I negotiated a new supplier contract or something significant happens. And it's called a pyramid because from the bottom layer, all the inputs are collected. And when you log in as a first line manager, you see the inputs only from your team. And you decide which one of those are relevant for a management layer above you. And then the management level above you will collect from other managers and decide which is relevant for management level above you. And we aggregate this way in a pyramid mode. And when we get to the top, then we get to the statuses or highlights of our achievements, which are, we could say, on a worth to be on a monthly business review for our whole organization. So this simplifies our reporting also for the top management level. They can easily say that what sourcing has done in which month.
Wow. So I can imagine this must have saved loads of time, actually.
We get very positive feedback from the region that's piloting it, yes. And we are hoping to roll out to other regions soon.
and do you have some assessments like, okay, what benefits in terms of like maybe saved time or some more quantifiable benefits this connection brings?
Well, transparency is the big one. That we have it in one place. If you imagine the situation before was emails, and someone writes an email, another person has PowerPoint slides where he puts the bullet points in the PowerPoint slides, and then the manager receives various inputs, has to open 6 emails, copy from one mail, copy from another mail, copy from another mail, create your own mail, send it to your own manager. That's a lot of copy paste, a lot of rewrites, and all of this just poof, it's gone. So time saver for sure.
Yeah, that's huge. Okay, I got 3 more questions in the meantime as we were chatting here. So one question: can you explain about the backend data store that you are using to write back into?
Okay, so we had the 2, I think 3 options are offered by Inphinity. So that's XML, the QED, or the SQL storage.
And there's also Snowflake and REST
Snowflake.
API,
Okay.
so you can write back in API. So it's a bunch of those. Yeah.
Oh, okay. We for us the 3 were available. We tried XML at the beginning, but then we opted out for MySQL because we run the whole other ClickSense applications and the visualizations layer, the standard dashboards. We store all of the data in MySQL, and that's why we have started to work with that. So there is a feature, or there are features that enable even live reading of the MySQL storage and live change. I think I'm not able to show it or demo it right now, But as you type in, the information is immediately saved on the MySQL storage and displayed in a ClickSense as well.
Exactly. So this is basically the standard functionality, right? So you can enter data in Infinity table. It saves the data automatically in the database, and anybody who has access to this Infinity table can immediately see the changes. So that
So
yeah.
well, you say it's standard, but it's a bit advanced. It's there, but you need to learn how to use it. You need to tick the advanced mode at least to have it. And yes, it allows you to change the data using forms. You change it in MySQL. It propagates based to click without the application reload. And that's a big time saver. Yeah, some of the applications, when there's lots of data, the reload takes 5 seconds, 10 seconds. People just don't want to wait. So that's where this feature is really handy.
Yeah, thank you. Another question. We still have like 5 minutes, so I still have 3 questions. So fireside chat. I may have missed it, but how is Mail and Deploy licensed on premise and cloud?
Okay, I will keep this short because you can get more information on the website, etc. We have Mail and Deploy running on premise. We have Mail and Deploy running in SaaS. And as we mentioned before, both can connect to all of the possibilities of Click. And and also to MySQL and to SQL database, but that's another story. And we have 3 editions, the standard up to 250 recipients. That's what Anton is using, Orange is using. We have the Plus, limited to 500 recipients, and we have the Enterprise edition with unlimited recipients. But please reach out to get more information about all of this. Yeah.
So please definitely reach out to Emma for any information. And one more question. Also, you showed that you can upload files into Infinity Forms. This is amazing. We could use this. Is it easy to set up and use? Where are the files saved?
It's very easy to set up. And the files are saved on the ClickSense server in the Windows folder structure of where the ClickSense is installed and the forms is installed.
But this can be configured. Basically, it's up to you where you want to actually place these files, up to the architecture.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I can.
Emma mentions another feature. Mail and Deploy also works with section access, so probably Emma confirms.
Confirm. Thank you very much for the reminder. Yes, it also works with section access.
And, one more question. Could you use the real-time reloads for things like what-if scenarios or something like planning? So maybe the question to Anton, do you use real-time reloads for any what-if scenarios or anything like planning currently?
Not yet. Not yet, no.
Technically, you can, right? So just to summarize, you can all the data is stored automatically from the table into the database without any reload. That doesn't need a reload. If you want to get the data back to Click objects, then you can either reload the file, and that can be full reload or partial reload, or you can use so-called server-side extensions, which will update the data immediately without having to reload the model. Right. So in larger scale scenarios, more complex use cases, you don't have to. You can configure this. And this is all basically. We've managed to answer all questions. No further questions available. So maybe final words, Emma and Anton, from your side.
Anton, please.
Thank you for the opportunity to present our solutions. But as I said, at one point in time, your own imagination is the limit. So, and we definitely plan to go beyond what we showed here today, thanks to features of the forms and Mail and Deploy, because there is still more to find.
Thank you very much, Anton. Emma?
I would like to thank Anton for presenting this. It's very, it's super cool. And yes, thank you.
Yeah, and thank you both. Thank you very much. Thank you, Anton. Thank you, Emma. I love this. Like they say, sky is the limit. I think sky is not the limit, right? There's no limit. It's just the imagination. And I'll tell you honestly, I will not sleep tonight. I'm so impressed with this solution that I was just hugely impressed. So thank you very much for sharing it, Anton. Really.
No problem.
Thank you
No
very
problem.
much, Anton.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone, for coming. It was a joy talking to you, and hope to see you sometime later in some further webinars. So have a good day.